Just wanted to keep talking about how that, um, uh, the human organism, what it is, it's a technology, and there is ability to simulate geometry, I guess you could say. I mean, I'm trying to just boil this down to some basic shit, and we don't have to go through the history. It'll fucking take 9 hours. And it's not even what I wanted to say, really. There's something I'm channeling at this point. The sun is about ready to rise, and people are going to, all of the airwaves are going to be um, crowded with just, the agenda is to, because people are radiators keeping either the earth green or sagging or everything, includes their bodies. But that's a different story. There's the inner and the outer. Um, uh, that if their perception is hijacked, which it is, it's a big thing going on here in this realm. Then anything and everything is possible away from um, the plasma, the unifying field, whatever you call the light that is creating. I'm waiting for a darn screen to arrive here, and of course it's taking a long time. I just have this other video, but I wanted to be more calm. I guess I need to apologize to people because I could blame it on that Uranus has been on my moon. It's been really hard Saturn also, but I am an Aquarius moon, but I've never really had a problem with expressing my emotionality. Like if it's really intense and it's rooted into the earth, which it is, and then I have a lightning access. This is a trippy thing with my Venus and Earth, and then being Venus ruled 5 planets. It's just that's a heavy duty Earth rulership, even though it's just Venus. But I have 5 planets under Venus, so that's sneaky because there is a lot of electricity that I'm my mind is there at this point. It's just not moving. This computer, here I am trying to get something going here. It's about ready to crash on me, I'm sure. Well, I'm grabbing my physical body a lot because, um, I'm going through spiritual entanglement. My soul, I just found out what the soul is. And do you know that most people do not know what they're talking about? And I'm getting, well, I would like to just go to sleep. right when the sun wakes up, everybody who's sleeping is waking up. Like I was saying, and now that it's just like, where's my pyramid? Where do I get to just stow away and really get into what's really going on in with our apertures in it with the unifying field, like what is really going on? What is that? What really is outer space? And is it? Big question and things that are going on with aliens and these words that we use. Really, UFOs is the thing you wanted to say, and then there's extraterrestrial, and the way that that they come here. If you look closely, they actually interfere with some of the destructive human activity that is here. That would include the World Trade Center. I mean, a message that would be sent in, but the way that there's communications control, that it's hard to tell what's happening, babes. If you know, so I don't know. I can't say anything more about that. I mean, I'm getting a lot of visuals right now, but there's more to come. There's a lot more to come. We're going to see. Um, what I would like to spread now is just knowing what I'm involved with and who I am. There's some people that know me. Um, just, just to, give you a warning that there's going to be a lot of changes that happen on this planet. For the worse or for the better is depending on your psychological condition. You know, like what it is that you're hanging on to as the truth. Now, I would say if you are belief-oriented, or if you're just, if you are an imaginative person, your imagination. It's a very personal thing. That's why I'm kind of simmering down. It isn't anybody's business but the individuals. That's what Aquarius Pluto rules. I mean, Pluto is going to just unmask the individual and get into each and every fact of each and every person's wiring, the fact that they are wiring, and they are interacting with an environment that is not just the outer, like, you know, we're looking at the physical world and whatever has been imposed upon us about, like, how we should believe about it. You know, this is saying a lot, and if you consider an organism that has been tainted like a piece of meat, like a piece of meat that comes out of a factory, and when you see that one piece of meat, the ground meat, is tainted with a parasite or something, you have to clean out the whole factory. Really, you know, as far as, yes, the origination of that parasite in the meat itself, I don't even like that analogy, because I don't like the idea of eating meat. I used to be a meat eater. Something got me to stop eating meat, and this was because well, first of all, I was getting sick, and then something gave me the remedies. You want to know the remedy to a lot of your illnesses? They are just natural, herbal form, medicinal. God, this is fucking. Well, they're supposed to say today, but you know, I'm always going to hit your favorite subject matter of narcissism because, first of all, there isn't anything that's not intertwined and connected, and when it comes up over here and over here, it's all connected underneath here. And the truth about this planet is that it's infiltrated by a non-human occupation. It's a if you want to say aliens, but I call it the lies occupation. It's the projector system. They are the ones that are see, right now it's a great idea to upkeep the electrical wires, but what's happening is that they will be able to beam energy. So whatever they're putting as an upgrade, especially new cities, but they're going to install it everywhere. It's going to take them, you know, a couple decades, if not a good part of this coming one. They've already started, where the energy that they put in outer space, which is the satellites. How many satellites is Elon Musk putting up there? Where it's multitasking. They're able to simulate something that I'm dialing in on right now, and we're going to continue to dial in on how to say it. You know, the body of channelers, like the reason, you know, I'm also being attacked by the parasites that don't want you to know. They don't like you. After a while, they don't like you when you start figuring out more than what they would like you to know as far as their existence. You know, their thing is doomsday. They are capable of wearing down their host, which is, in this case here, well, we would say the human organism is in trouble, and pretty much all of life on Earth, for that matter, is what we all are in the belief of, which is not using our imagination at all. So getting back to the non-human occupation, the parasites who tend to all they are going to be doing, which is, if you look at a parasite, what they do is they have a host, and then they make them sick and messed up enough, and then they just die out. Just dies out. Um, because what's healthy and what's connected and what's well-rounded just stays. Having said that, it's hard to know what's happening with the movement on the planet, where you see that there's a power that has the capability of influencing human perception and even telling them to inject themselves with something, which is a behavior that it's like really questionable where I come from. I know, junkies when I see them. Just kidding. Well, junkies, that's a street word for people who use needles at them for, they just think that's the answer every day. And so, but I don't mean to get personal on people about that. I think that there's a way to override, like I say, we're not, with all this talk, didn't say anything yet, but we're not our physical bodies, so we can override a lot of the shit that's happening. It's interesting to feel it, though. It's a spiritual condition that is onslaught. It's like, well, they want full control. I'm laughing. It's because it doesn't like me, and then when it comes out in people, people are like, and it's like, it's been long enough now. It's like, well, we only have so much time here, and I don't know why you think, I don't know how you think that your stance is worth it. First of all, can you just crack a smile that people say, damn it, I love her. He, who, me? She and he. It's only we, babes. It's only we. Come on. All the way home? We, all the way. Sorry, I just went way over there. Well, I'm trying to figure out this freaking thing. I'm trying to get it to get my pictures up, and just so I was going to talk about something. Now I only have a camera up, and I need to get out of here. I thank you for going along this journey with me, and yes, making the report on the condition of the human mind, which is like, forget it. There's a lot of letting go. That's what, at the end, that's what the Buddhists talk about, and I think maybe Christ maybe says, lest ye be as little children. And that's really talking about the mind, really. Your mind needs to become that curious blank spot that says, it's not a blank spot. It has a curiosity. Really, it's based on your, man, it's kind of weird, right? It would be based on your DNA structure. And then also you're highly programmable. Did you know that you have no control over any of this shit? Except for that, yeah, it's interesting. If you have an edge, if you're around people that knows the fact of programming, that you are really susceptible. You are most likely under it. There is introjects, you have a pa that's not even yours. You have yet to develop your own. And I'm talking from a place, babes. You don't know the nature of reality. I don't know it all the way, but I can tell you stories that I see now. It's like, oh, how interesting. You can't really tell this story, but with Pluto and Aquarius, babes, coming in, it's going to light up the human organism in an electrifying way. Aquarius rules our electricity. This is not looking good. It's not looking good from here. Like I said, I don't know if I said it here once before, but the human organism is at a place where it's got to align with I was just going to say God, but to keep resonating and live here in this simulation, it's about doing the ridiculous act of celebrating the most simplest things and really getting into your body. This is what the call of Uranus is in Taurus. Right now, Uranus is in Taurus, and it's going to start moving forward now from 14 up. Boy, it was sitting at 16 degrees Taurus for like 9 months, and I was watching a really good astrologer on here who was a Taurus, a sun at Taurus. He said it's at the very degree, at 16 degrees, and he, it was like a year before, he says, you know what? Uranus is going to be sitting on my sun for a whole 9 months. And he's like, and then he continues on with his really good astrology news that he used to do. But then the closer that Uranus got to the sun, I'm looking into him, and I'm pinging. I'm really super sensitive, and I have it's ridiculous. So then I notice he's kind of something going on in his personal life, right? I always wondered this about my teachers too. I go to my, in every class, I was like, it's obvious Mrs. Scott has some issues if she doesn't shave her mustache, and she smells like she hasn't taken a shower in a long time. But anyway, back to this way this guy just said, I have to announce, I haven't seen him. He shut his channel down since then. He says, I have to announce I just can't. I have some personal things going on in my life, and I can't manage this channel, and thank you for your support. Boom, he just fucking turned it off, and I haven't seen him since. Sad. And not sad. I wonder if he's going to come back. It's like, whew! Take notes, that happens once every 88 years that Uranus will sit on your sun or any of your planets. It says it's going to happen to somebody eventually, but maybe not. Maybe they're born with just right after. But if they have the sun sitting anyway, some of their planets will never experience it. Others will. Anyway, we all experience the squares, and it's just the process of life. If you get up to that age, to be 89 years old, you experience a darn Uranus return onto your sun. And not a Uranus return, sorry. It's Uranus going over your sun, or no, it's not a guarantee that will happen. Not at all. Boy, if it happens to you, you're amazing. Anyway, so anyway, gosh, I hate to sound so, as flighty and flaky as an air sign could sound. I just can't turn this thing off, is what the fucking problem is. I'm just trying to do something here constructive, and it just went to, and you know what? You guys, you need to allow for that space and that of creation. I think mothers are able to hear that more than the non-mothers, or even say anybody. I don't know. Fucking A. I guess I'm giving a compliment to mothers. Happy Valentine's Day. It's like funny that, why that. Let me tell you something, babes. This is my next video right here.